Every fall when I go to the garden centers, I see these tulip bulbs and daffodils and crocuses, and I think this fall I'm gonna make a show. And what we've decided to do today is to take a small area and overpack it with bulbs. I've raked back the mulch. The next step is to dig out 6 inches of this soil, put it in the wheelbarrow. In this whole area, we're going to plant tulips. We've got early flowering tulips, mid-season tulips, late-season tulips. This show will last all spring. We're going to plant those, and then on top of that, we'll put 2 to 3 inches of soil and then plant 60 crocuses over the top of the tulips. First thing in the spring, up come the crocuses. Next, early flowering tulips, and then the mid-season tulips, and then the late-season tulips. It'll be 6 or 8 weeks, a great show, and we'll see it all from the deck. There won't be any leaves on this tree when the tulips are blooming. Next step, take out 6 inches of this soil. Now, when we've got the soil excavated to a depth of about 6 inches, we want to loosen up the soil underneath where the bulbs will grow. The bulbs, of course, are going to produce roots all through the winter, in fact, and the roots are going to grow 2 to 3 inches below the bulbs. So we need to place the bottom of the bulb about 6 inches deep in the soil with loosened soil beneath it. Now, before you put any tulips in, you want to put some bulb booster in. Bulb booster is a good idea. You could also use anything with a high middle number, something like 62424. This is 996, and it's just perfect for bulbs. You want to use about a tablespoon, a rounded tablespoon for every square foot of your tulip bed, and then you're going to work that into the soil so that it's down in the root zone underneath the tulips. I just use my spade for that. And next, we begin placing our tulip bulbs in a pattern with, remember, early, mid, and late flowering varieties scattered about so that they all intermingle. I'm going to start by putting my earliest bloomers around the outside of the bed. Now, once we've got the tulips placed where we want them, the next step is to sift some nice loose topsoil over the top of them. Be careful not to knock the bulbs over or dislodge their locations at all. After you've got them covered, you can just toss the dirt on top of it. They won't move anymore now. We'll smooth that out a little bit. And then we'll re-fertilize it with some more of the bulb booster. Remember, with fertilizer, the first number promotes green leafy shoots. The second number primarily stimulates a good root, or a bulb in this case, and the third number promotes fruiting and flowering characteristics. Shoots, roots, flowers, and fruits. We want to work this soil in gently. Don't use your spade here. You might accidentally cut up a tulip bulb. But we need to get the fertilizer underneath the crocuses. The roots will grow down into it. And then we'll put our crocuses on. Again, we want to space these out and make sure that you get the top upright. The top has a little pointy bud, and down here is where the roots would emanate from. When all the crocuses are properly placed, what we then do is sift on another layer of soil until we've got it back up to grade. The last thing we'll do before we put the mulch back on is take a piece of chicken wire and cover the entire bed with it. We'll stake that down with anchoring pins like these. And the reason for the chicken wire and the anchoring pins is to keep squirrels from digging up and devouring our bulbs. Squirrels love to eat tulip bulbs. I've heard they're good, though I've never had them myself. This won't hurt the squirrels at all. It'll just keep them from being able to dig down to the tulips. If you start with a layer of tulips and then alternate layers of more bulbs on top of that, you'll have a terrific show next spring at your new house.